Hey guys, welcome back for another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Antoine and I hope you're doing fantastic today. So today I'm back for another video, and today I'm going to be trying to teach you guys and girls a new trick. So this trick is one that has been requested in one of my last video, and it is a backside 180. So it's a trick that seems to confuse you quite a lot. In one of my last videos I was doing one, and actually a lot of people said that it was one of the hardest tricks in skating and everything. And I think I got a couple of tricks and tips that are gonna help you guys and girls understand this trick a lot better and actually hopefully land it in no time, because actually this trick is a lot easier than you think, and it all comes down to a couple of trick tips that I'm gonna be showing you in this video. But anyway, let's go. The way I'm gonna be proceeding in this video is I'm gonna be starting out by covering the foot positioning of the trick. So basically in order to do this trick you're gonna have to put your feet in a certain place, and actually that's what I'm going to be covering first, and then I'm going to be trying to go over how to get over the field, because actually it is a trick that's super scary at first, because it's the first trick in which you're not going to be seeing the landing all the time. So basically you're going to go blind most of the trick, and it's super scary at first. And then I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do in the air to keep the board underneath you and to actually land the trick in the end. So let's go guys. But first off, let's talk about the prerequisites, so everything you need to know before you actually even attempt this trick. And there are not a lot of prerequisites which are really needed to do this trick. The only one I can think of is actually the ollie. But there are a lot of tricks that you can do before doing this trick that are gonna help you make it a lot easier for you. So the first one that I think about right now is actually the frontside 180. And the reason for that is that actually doing a frontside 180 you're gonna be taking off regular and landing switch. So it's gonna be the same thing as for the frontside 180 but on the other direction. So that's gonna be a lot easier to learn, because you're gonna be able to see the landing all the time compared to the blind thing of the backside 180. And actually it's gonna help you understand the motion of the 180. Then the second trick I would think about would be a EP jump backside 180, so that basically. And the reason for that is that actually it's gonna be everything you're gonna have to be doing during the backside 180, except for the popping and the flip king part, which is super hard to get the hang of at first. So that's the second trick. And then the third trick is gonna be a pop shove it. So the reason for that is that it's gonna be a foot positioning. The foot positioning I'm going to be covering is going to be one between the ollie motion and the shove it motion. So having a pop shove it is going to really help you actually understand this trick. And finally, if you got your half cab, it will definitely help you guys, because it's basically a fakey backside 180. So basically it would mean that you already got the motion of doing a 180 in this way, and then it's all going to be about getting over the fear of going blind basically. So if you got all this prerequisite on that you can actually ride comfortably on your skateboard, and actually riding comfortably is the most important part, you're gonna be ready to actually learn this trick. And before you do that, what I would suggest is actually maybe get used to riding switch a little bit, because it's gonna help you when it comes to the landing part. But anyway, let's go guys, time to get into the first part of this video, so basically the foot positioning. In this trick there's something a bit weird, is that there are two main ways of doing the trick. The first one is gonna be to be doing a ollie laid backside 180, and it's the hardest one to me. And the other one is gonna be to do a straight up backside 180. And the foot positioning is for those two way of doing the trick are gonna be a little bit different. So basically for the first one, the ollie laid backside 180, you're gonna be putting your foot in the same position you would as for a ollie, and basically you're gonna do the motion of the ollie before going into the backside one. And the second one is gonna be this one. So basically you're gonna do have your foot in the same position as for the ollie, except that your back foot is gonna be hanging off of the board, so like that. And what it's gonna do is that it's gonna help you actually swipe the board on the ground, so basically scoop it a little more compared to the popping thing which you do on the other on the other way of doing the trick. So now that you got actually the foot positioning right, you're gonna be having to actually learn how to get over the fear of actually going blind, because the backside 180, the hardest part about this trick is actually that it's gonna be the first trick in which you're gonna be not seeing the landing during the whole thing. So basically it's something that's super scary at first, and it's really hard to learn for this reason. So basically it's the only thing that makes it harder than any other trick in skateboarding, and it is the fact that you're going to be landing without knowing where you're going to land, and you're going to be landing switch moreover, so it really makes it hard. There are a couple of ways to actually make it feel more natural than it actually does to you right now as you're watching this video. And the first one is gonna be forget all about the foot positioning I just talked about. It's gonna be to do a backside reveal from a nollie stance. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna be riding a regular, so on your regular stance, and you're gonna put your front foot like if you are gonna be doing a nollie, so the opposite of a ollie, and you're gonna do just a backside reverse, so go like that. And what it's gonna do is that it's gonna like get you used to actually turning around like that. So how you can practice this is actually by going in the grass and doing this like a couple of times without rolling, in order to not like slip out and not be scared about that. And once you start to get confident, maybe like do it on concrete like without rolling, and then while rolling and like a bit faster every time. So that's gonna be the first step in order to actually learn how to do this backside 180 and like get over the fear of actually sending it. Then second one is gonna be on, it's not a step you have to follow, but it's gonna help with the fear, and it's gonna be to do a backside 180 like EP jump. So the reason why actually it's gonna make it a lot easier and like it's gonna help you decrease the fear you have of the backside 180 is because you're gonna have to jump, do the backside 180 motion while rolling, and actually it's basically gonna be the same thing as you're gonna be doing like while doing the real backside 180, except for the fact that you're not gonna have to think about popping and flipping and flicking with your front foot. So basically it's gonna be a bit easier, but still you're gonna go blind and you're gonna have like every fear like you're gonna have during the backside 180 you're gonna have in the EP jump, but you're gonna have to think about a little less things, so basically it's gonna be a bit easier. The last one I would think about would be a manual, I think it's called, like if I remember from Skate 3, and it's actually basically going into a like small manual and basically like power slide around, but that's a bit harder, so maybe don't get into that. Like if you want to do it, maybe do it, just like it's a step. You can use to get over the fear, but it might be a bit harder than the backside 180, so it's up to you, up to your personal preference, because like sometimes skating, like this might click with some of you guys, this might seem like super easy for some of you, and it might be like impossible to do for others, so it's just like up to you for this one. Then once you got over the fear, or like at least you got kind of used to actually going blind and going fakey, what you're gonna be doing is actually attempting the trick. So basically right now we go back to the foot positioning. So whether you're gonna be willing to do it like the old school way, so basically doing the ollie on the late backside 180, so like that. What's gonna happen is like you're gonna be putting your back foot in an ollie position and your front foot like in an ollie position. Basically you're gonna be doing all the motion of the ollie. So basically like if you are gonna do an ollie, except for the fact that once you left the ground, you're gonna be turning your shoulder inside, because actually your board is gonna follow your shoulder. So you're gonna be looking at your board with your eyes and like getting your shoulder across your body like that. And what it's gonna do is actually it's gonna get the board to turn. So the thing that I find a bit hard with this method is actually that it's harder to get the full 180 around. But it is the old school way. Like if you want to learn that, go for it. To some people it might click easier. But the second way, and it is the way I do it, is actually by letting your little your toe hanging off of the ball, like off of the tail, so like that. And what you're gonna be doing, you're gonna be basically like popping and flicking, and in the same time. So as you're doing that, you're gonna be doing the same thing. So basically, you're gonna be winding your shoulder inside. So basically, you're gonna get your front shoulder, so for me it's the left shoulder, to go behind the back shoulder. And basically, as I told you like earlier, your board is gonna go where your shoulder goes. So basically, if your shoulder turn around, it's gonna get your lower body to move around and the board to follow, basically, as long as you flick right. So basically, you're gonna have to pop, flick, and in the same time, turn your shoulder, so like that. And in the beginning, it might seem a bit hard and you might not be popping right, but actually, like, it's all about committing. So once you start to think of all the steps in the same time, it's gonna feel like a lot easier. And maybe a little step you could take is actually just like do it without trying to land on the board. It might help. Yeah. So basically that's how it goes for like actually launching the trick. So basically you're gonna be popping the trick and turning your shoulder like around. And what you're gonna be looking at, so basically at least that's what I do, is you're gonna be looking at your board. So like, I don't know if you play like True Skate, you might have noticed that basically like in the game, and this video is not sponsored by True Skate at all, but you have actually like when you start doing spins, you get the view that goes like above the board and you see the board while you're doing the trick. And that's basically what I do in real life too. So basically I get my eyes on the board to actually like keep it always like under my foot and know exactly where it is. So that's like the little tips. And actually, so that's like for sending the trick. Then once you're in the air, what might happen is that actually your board is gonna get like detached from your feet, and if it does that, it just means that you're not popping nor flicking hard enough. So basically, if it is what's happening to you, what you should be doing is actually think of the backside 180 more like a ollie, and it's gonna make it like a lot easier, I promise you. But anyway, so basically that's what's gonna happen in the air. Once you've done that, and actually we're gonna get into the like small issues you might have after that, but you're gonna have to be landing the trick, and it's actually gonna be kind of the hard part because you're gonna be landing switch on blind. And actually what I would suggest is just like, you know, try to hang on to the board to land with your foot like pretty wide, and try to put most of your weight on the front foot, on your new like front foot with your stance that I just changed. So yeah, actually that's how you're gonna be landing the trick and trying to stomp it. Yeah, that's about it for the landing part. I mean, like, honestly, it's like a ollie, so it's gonna feel very good at first. You might actually slip out a bit, but it's what it takes to land this trick. And I mean, it's all about actually trying to really like stay your weight like centered over the board. So now that you got that, what might happen is that you might not turn enough. So basically you might do just a 90 or like a 25-degree like angle. And what this means is that you're not winding your shoulder hard enough. And what you could do in order to do that would be to actually pre-wind them. So what does that mean? It means that instead of like, you know, popping and then putting your shoulder inside, what you're gonna be doing is actually like you're gonna be opening your shoulder up first. So basically, so like if you were gonna do a frontside 180, but you're gonna do that before you pop the trick. So basically you're gonna do like that, and then pop the trick and have some extra momentum to actually turn the trick around. And that's what actually gonna be like helping you guys out in order to get more like spin. And actually from there, it's all gonna be about like practicing the trick, doing it over and over and over again, and actually trying to, you know, understand the movement. It's one of the tricks that's just like very easy because it mainly feels like a ollie. So if you got a good ollie, you're gonna for sure stomp it, but it's a very scary trick. So basically like the main part is gonna be to get over the fear. And I mean, after watching this video, I feel like you guys will have like all the keys in order to learn this trick. So it's gonna be time for you to actually like go out and try it for real. So let's go, guys. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you are having like any issue that I did not cover in this video, make sure to drop them in the comment. I'll make sure to like answer to you as fast as possible, because I'm gonna try to answer to all of my comments as of now. So I mean, your response is probably like, your issue is probably gonna be answered like very fast. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to destroy that like button.